Auntie Yang's Soybean Picnic. This is a story about a Chinese family going to visit their Auntie and Uncle Yang's house. Their Auntie and Uncle Yang live just outside of Chicago, which is about a 3-hour drive for their family who live in a small town in Indiana. Auntie Yang was one of Mama's 5 sisters. The 2 of them had planned on going to the U.S. to study at universities, then go back home to China. Because the war in China was too dangerous, they couldn't go back. For a long time, Mama was homesick. She missed her family and all of the Chinese food, from simple soybeans to Treasure's rice. Mama and Auntie Yang made sure to have our families visit often so they wouldn't be so homesick. The kids' visit with Auntie and Uncle Yang was going great. They were doing their Chinese lessons, playing games, and helping make dinner. "Who's ready for a Sunday drive?" Uncle Yang called up the stairs the next morning. Both families came down and piled into one car to go for a drive. While on the drive, they passed some cornfields. Auntie Yang pointed to some leafy green plants. "Soybeans," she said. They pulled the car over and got out to ask the farmer if they could pick some. In Chicago, they used them to feed pigs. The farmer asked, "Got a new little pig at home?" We just chuckled and shook our heads. When they arrived back at the Yangs, they started cooking up the soybeans. Auntie Yang taught all the kids the proper way to eat them. She explained how most soybeans have 3 beans. Some have 2, a few have 1, but if you're lucky, you get a 4-pod bean. If you happen to get a 5-pod bean, you are considered more fortunate than the Emperor of China. The next summer, during the family's visit with the Yangs, Auntie Yang talked to the farmer again. "This year I need to pick a few more soybeans. Is that okay?" He asked if she bought another pig, and she just chuckled. This year, Auntie Yang invited 6 Chinese families from around Chicago to come enjoy the soybeans. When all 6 families showed up, they ate soybeans and played outside until dark, when the lightning bugs came out. The next year after that, word had spread all over Chicago about their soybean picnic. Auntie Yang visited the farmer again. "This year I need a lot of soybeans to feed my big family in Chicago. We come from China, where soybeans are one of our favorite foods. If we can have part of your soybean crop, we will pay you for the soybeans." The next day, 30 Chinese families drove up the Yang's driveway. All of the kids played games as the adults set up the food and tables. The soybean picnic turned out great. Everyone loved the food and had a great time. The next day, Mama and Auntie Yang sat down and wrote their weekly letter to their family in China, telling them about the great picnic they had. The soybean picnic grew and grew every year until it was too big to be held in the Yang's backyard. Eventually, more than 200 Chinese mothers, fathers, grandparents, and children gathered at a city park for the annual soybean picnic. The next summer, Mama and Auntie Yang's dream came true.